Hello everyone, my name is Caitlin and I am the founder of the Fix Your Fertility Program. And today we have a live guest on and we are going to be talking about some tools maybe that you might want to utilize while you are on your fertility journey. So I'm going to introduce Norina and read a little bit about her bio. So let me tell you about her. So she is from Glasgow, Scotland, and she works with couples who are either starting on their fertility journey or who have been on it for a while. But prior to being a fertility coach, she was a business and coaching psychologist. So she has a psychology degree as well as a postgraduate diploma in occupational psychology and a diploma in clinical hypnotherapy, which is what we are going to be discussing today. I'm very excited about. But she also went on quite a fertility roller coaster ride herself. So she has a 21-year-old son right now from a previous relationship, but when she was 36, she met her now husband, and they, of course, went on the fertility journey and started trying. And on this journey, she ended up having an ectopic pregnancy, which left one tube being removed, and then she went on to have two miscarriages, and then she finally was diagnosed with a balanced translocation of two of her chromosomes. So then she had to go to she had one failed cycle in the UK, and then she ended up going abroad, where she did have a successful transfer at 46 and ended up having a baby at 46, and then ended up having another child at 48. So, I mean, absolutely amazing, and I'm excited to hear more from her. So let's see if we can get her on. Let's see. And we are going to be talking about some different tools that you can add into your toolbox. Let's see, she should be popping on soon. Let's see, here we go. Okay, and I'm very excited for this, and maybe this is something that you might want to include
There
in
we
your fertility
go.
journey. Hello, how are you?
Hi. It took a while for the link to come up, for the
I
request to come
know
through.
these computer glitches, there's always something going on.
It's got to happen, hasn't it?
So, well, thank you so much for joining me today. What time is it over there in Scotland?
It's 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. Okay,
Mhm.
okay. Well, I really appreciate you coming on. And how's the weather there?
Oh, it's miserable, Caitlin. It's
Oh,
it's just raining. It was gale force winds through the night and everything. So
oh wow. Yes.
typical March.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I will be sending some spring weather your way.
I take it you've got sunshine.
Yes, today.
We need
But it was
some of
windy
that.
last night. We had some crazy wind last night.
Oh,
So yes, indeed.
yeah, I sent that over.
Yes, but Norina, so I read a little bit about your background to tell people, and you have definitely been on quite the roller coaster ride. Now, was the fertility journey something that inspired you to go back to school and to learn more about hypnotherapy, or was that just beforehand?
The I think what happened actually was the fertility journey happened before the hypnotherapy. And when I had, in fact, when I was pregnant with the second one, I decided that I didn't want to work full time after having such a journey to get them. I didn't want someone else looking after them,
Yes.
so I wanted to spend as much time as possible with them because of my age too, being 50. And I decided, right, okay, let's go back to doing the coaching, see what skill set I can add to it. And that's why I thought, oh, hypnotherapy, I wonder what that's like.
Yes.
And I thought, um, because it's just now starting to get more regulated over here.
Okay.
So I thought see what it's like, and I'll sign up for a course. I was still quite skeptical about it when I signed up for this course, just because obviously being psychology, it's all evidence-based and things like that. But I loved it. The first day I was like, wow, this is really,
Wow.
powerful, transformational stuff. And I thought, oh, I wish I had done this years ago and used it to help me with the fertility journey.
Yes, absolutely. And so you have used this in your practice to help people quit smoking and to lose weight and all kinds of different things, haven't you?
Yeah,
With
a
success.
lot. Lots and lots. To exercise more.
Wow.
Um, and I had someone actually send me a message that she had her Fitbit thing with how many steps she had. And for about 3 weeks after the session, she had to keep increasing her goals because she kept beating them.
Wow.
And she had been trying for years, years to do it. And that was her without making a conscious effort. It was just coming naturally to her.
Amazing. And
So
you said that you've seen this practice happen or get results with people quite quickly, haven't you?
I have, yes. I have. My son actually has a stammer, had a stammer, and it developed in high school. So I knew it was an anxiety thing,
Interesting.
because he wasn't born with it. And I had said to him, "Come on, we'll give it a go." And obviously, because he's my son, he was like, mm.
Or
I don't know. um, and because he was so close, it did feel a bit strange. But after the first session, that was him. He stopped stammering.
wow.
And I was gobsmacked that it happened so fast
Wow.
because he's had it for 6 years.
Oh my gosh,
Mm,
he had a stammer
mm,
for 6 years?
mm, yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh. And you could tell he would get tongue tied and he would get anxious and he would get worked up. Um, just talking to people,
Oh,
anybody. Whereas now it's just blah, 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 blah.
yes. Wow. That's
Yeah.
interesting. That is so interesting.
Hmm.
And so now you want to take your practice and use it more with people who are on the fertility journey.
Absolutely. I think the unconscious mind is really not utilized enough
Yeah.
on the fertility journey.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
can you tell us a little bit about that unconscious mind versus the conscious mind?
of course. Yeah, definitely. So the conscious mind, we all know about, I was researching a book because I'm writing a book about it. And I went into Google and I typed up tips for increasing fertility. And every single thing was a behavior change: diet, lose weight, watch what you eat, don't drink. And there was nothing really about how you feel your emotions, apart from the obvious one that we all really hate when they say just relax and don't worry.
Yes.
That, but although they say that, they don't tell you how to relax either.
Yes.
And not everybody's good at relaxing,
True.
you know. So I decided then, right, okay, I think there's a place for, coaching and hypnotherapy and fertility, definitely. Changing the mindset, change how we look at it, and focus more on the positive aspects and getting our our mind and our body to work together.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
mm-hmm,
Wow. I think that's such a missing link because, like you said, we will do anything and everything to get pregnant. So we'll do these crazy, weird diets and all these bizarre positions and, try anything and everything. Sex every
yeah,
day, sex only every other day,
twice a
this,
day,
that.
yeah,
Like, I mean, whatever old wives' tale it is, but then we just don't connect with our mind and all of the things that we as women especially are telling ourselves, my body is broken and I feel like I'm a failure and on and on and on. And I mean, our cells have got to be listening to this.
we are, because your mind believes whatever you tell it. It doesn't know if you're lying or and if you're always telling it bad things or negative things about yourself, it's going to believe it and reinforce it and reinforce it. So every month you're telling yourself something negative. I'm a failure, I'm not good enough, or I'm never going to be a mother.
Yeah.
So you are literally telling yourself, I'm never going to be a mother.
Yeah.
No, whereas you really have to kind of look at it along the lines of, okay, not this month, but I'm a step closer and I'll get there. So it's about changing the switch on ourselves and telling ourselves good things, telling ourselves, yeah, I can do this. I'm, really good at this and I'll have a baby.
Yes. Yeah. And
Yep.
so when you're working with your clients in regards to fertility, do you teach them these little sayings that they can change? Like you need to say, stop trying. I remember you telling me, say, you're not
That,
trying, say it this
yeah.
way. So can you give us some tips on how women can kind of change their mindset, the way that they talk to themselves?
Yeah, definitely. Like you say, trying, it's one of those things, NLP is very, heavy on that, don't try. And the reason is that implies that there could be failure. If
Hmm.
you're trying for something, it's not necessarily going to work. Because if you're speaking to, say, for instance, I've got a client and they're like, I'm trying to quit smoking. We're like, right, okay, so you're trying. So you're not really 100%. When you're speaking to somebody that says, I'm going to quit smoking,
Yes.
you're like, right, okay. Yeah, you've got the mindset that you are determined you're going to do it.
Yes. Wow. And so
So,
say instead of I'm trying to get pregnant, you say I'm going to get pregnant.
I'm going to get pregnant. Yeah, that's it. And it's not only talking about it, it's also visualizing it as well. Seeing yourself with the baby,
Love it.
picturing what kind of a parent you're going to be, what your baby's going to look like. It's getting the emotions involved too, because that's what triggers your behavior.
Yes.
You feel something.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can you so I actually got to have a session with Norina, so I was very
Yeah,
excited about that. And I definitely want to get my husband a session. But as Norina told me, the person has to be willing to do it, so I
yeah,
can't force him to do anything.
exactly.
Um, but I'm interested in doing it again because afterwards I just felt so incredibly relaxed, so peaceful, very, very peaceful. But can you kind of
Yeah.
walk us through for those who haven't had hypnotherapy done and it sounds a little maybe bizarre and weird? What do you do for clients?
Okay, so the main thing that we do is really we'll get you to be very, very relaxed. It is that is what the focus is on. It's to get you to be relaxed so that your mind is open to suggestions. Now, suggestions have to be in line with your value. So I couldn't hypnotize someone to do something they didn't want to do, like rob a bank.
Yeah.
It would have to be something that you wanted to happen,
Hmm.
or else your mind would just reject it straight away. So what we do is, like with yourself, just get you focusing on how you're feeling, focusing on a certain thing. And it's almost like I was saying, you've got your conscious mind, which acts as a bouncer and it doesn't let anything past. So we focus your mind so that we can skip past the bouncer and get into the nightclub where your unconscious mind is
Yeah.
and get to work. And because your unconscious mind is responsible for up to 95% of your emotions and your behaviors as well,
Hmm.
it's a lot. And a lot of it processes so fast that you're not aware of it.
Yes.
So the hypnotherapy is about getting your unconscious mind to pay attention to what you want, but making your unconscious mind aware that you're working with it, not against it.
Yes.
So it's your unconscious mind is doing the work. I just guide it
Hmm.
because the main focus of your unconscious mind is to keep you safe. And therefore it's like, well, it's worked so far, so what do we need to change? You know what it's like? People don't like change. So it's putting the suggestions in that, you know what, it's actually okay. We're all still going to be safe. We're all still going to be well. Unconscious mind, you've been doing a fantastic job, but what about this? And it's dropping the suggestion in for your unconscious mind to then pick it up and work with it. But at the same time, making, like you say, really relaxing you.
Yes, yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Yeah. Wow. Now, so what are some other tips that you would give to some fertility clients that you have? You know, maybe some tools that they can just take away and practice on a daily basis and start to kind of change that mindset.
Yep. The first one I would do actually is a deep breathing exercise,
Mm,
because it's just the fight or flight response or freeze response, that so many people hear about. So when you deep breathe, one that I would say to do is to breathe in for the count of 5, hold it for 3, and then breathe out for the count of 7 or 9, however long as the out breath is longer than the in breath.
okay, good.
That's that. I mean, that's a tip, and it's such a simple thing.
Yes.
You don't even have to be thinking anything while you're doing it. Just be conscious of your breathing, because what that does is it stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system,
Mm,
and which basically brings your body back into balance if you've been stressed. And that's not something that's just for fertility.
absolutely.
That's for anything. That's just to help you on a daily basis,
Yes.
even just to help you get a better night's sleep, to calm down, to wind down. If something's coming up and you're getting a bit stressed about it, breathe in, count to 5, hold it a few seconds, and then breathe out, and just really deep breath out.
Yeah, and you know, we just forget about that so much. We forget about our breath because I feel like we're always kind of holding it. You know, we're always
Yeah.
talking so much or, just constantly tense all the time and always holding
Mm-hmm.
our breath and not doing any of that deep belly breathing and getting any oxygen to our brain.
Exactly. And it makes such a difference. Just do it, like a few times, and that's you. It'll make a big difference already.
Thank you for
Mm-hmm.
that reminder. Oh, so good. I need that.
And the good thing is, no one has to know you're doing it, so you can do
Yes.
it anywhere. So rather, like, I also do like tapping and EMDR, etc. So it's not like, you'd be on the bus and you'd be going tap, 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 deep breathing. No one will see you. They'll not be aware that you're doing it. So you don't have to feel self-conscious about it either.
Absolutely. Well, now tell me about the tapping. What is that all about?
So it's emotional freedom technique, and it's based on acupressure points on your body.
Okay.
So there's 9 main points on your body, which are like the karate chop, base of your hand, the top of your head, this part of your eye here, not your temple, but actually your eyebrow bone,
Hmm.
and then under your eye. There's also under your nose, your chin crease, your collarbone, and under your arm, which is like where your bra strap is.
Okay.
So you would have a kind of a setup statement that you would tell yourself while you're tapping your hand. And it would be something like, oh, although I'm not pregnant now, I love and accept myself unconditionally.
Oh,
Okay. And you would say that 3 times while you're tapping your hand. And then you would move through the different meridian points of your body, telling yourself something, venting basically, letting it out, the sort of I really am annoyed at this, or whatever word you want to use, however strong you want to use it. Get rid of all the negative feelings. It's not about repressing the negative feelings, it's about acknowledging them
mhm.
and moving on,
Wow.
which is why you have the setup statement to start off with. And you would start off by say something bugged you. You would score it on a scale of 1 to 10, or 0 to 10 rather. And then after you had done one cycle, you'd score it again and see if it's come down. I mean, you can do tapping, 2 or 3 times, even more, just to get that base level down so that you're not as anxious about it or worried about it.
Interesting. Is it
Mhm.
something that you recommend to your clients?
I do,
Yeah.
yes. It's something that people can do on their own as well as a deep breathing.
Yes.
I think it's not a case of, okay, I've got all this knowledge. It's a case of, this is what you can do for yourself.
Yes. So you
Yeah, you
make
don't have to
these
be hypnotized.
daily rituals. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And the other thing that's quite big now as well, I've noticed in the last while, is the gratitude journal.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
so that's obviously it's nothing to do with hypnotherapy, but it's focusing your mind on the positives.
Yeah.
So it's how you're looking at things and writing down, write down 3 things that you're grateful for that day, but also writing down why you're grateful for it, which I know a lot of people don't do. But if they could add that extra bit into it, why they're grateful for it, because then it gets your mind to start thinking, right, just the emotion comes in again and you think about it a bit deeper
Yeah, so
and you can
that's
start
that's very interesting.
looking
So
at
you
things.
write down what you're grateful for, like 3 things you're grateful for, and then why you're grateful for each of those.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very
Yeah. So I do mine at the end of every day, because it also encourages you to look throughout the day for something that you can write down.
yes,
So
yeah,
it's about being positive.
yes, absolutely. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, while you were going through your fertility journey, because that was
Yep.
that was a lot, and you were older, and are you writing a book about being an older mom?
I am.
I'm
And
so excited for that to come out. That's going to be wonderful.
uh,
Because there is such a stigmatism about, I mean, when, I'm older than 35, and when you go to the doctors at 35, they say that you are, in advanced maternal years, and you could have so many problems with your child, having all these issues, and you're like, I'm not a grandma, and, at 35, they just make you feel so terrible. And so, I just think it's absolutely wonderful that you went and had your children at 46 and 48. I love that.
well, thank you. If it had been down to me, I would have had them younger, but that's just the
Of
way
course.
life goes.
Yes,
You can't always, it doesn't always work out the way that you envision it to.
it does.
But I think as well, we are getting older in general. The human race is living longer. So therefore, we are healthier for longer.
Yes,
It's not the same as what it used to be even 30 years ago. And we're definitely taking better care of ourselves now.
yes. Yeah, I love that. Well, I'm very excited for that book to come out. Now, are there any last minute tools that you want to add, and share with people?
Um, I was actually thinking about this, and I think the main thing is just to be kind to yourself. It's
Absolutely.
so simple.
Yeah, we are so good to other people, right? We're such caretakers to everyone else. And then when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to ourselves, we tend to beat ourselves up over the littlest things. And,
Yeah.
we can be so hard on ourselves. So it is very important to do that gratitude journal and to do
Yeah.
the deep breathing. And I think that those are all such good tools and tips for people
Mm.
to use while they're on this very stressful journey. Um,
Yeah.
but I love the fact that there are these other methods, these alternative methods that people can use that they don't really know about. I had never heard of using hypnotherapy for fertility. But when I, found out that it works for all these other things, it definitely makes sense because this is such a traumatic thing that we're going through and so
Yeah.
stressful. And to be able to get inside the mind and the part that we never really access on a day-to-day basis is so
That,
important. And for you to that is trained in doing this, for you to be able to help that person, access that part of their mind, I think is just a great tool to have. So thank you.
thank you. Thank you. I obviously I'm going to agree with you, but I do think that if you can do things while you're being kind to yourself, take control as well. Do as much for yourself as you can.
Absolutely.
I, I also always think there's a bit of that, the more in control of something you are, then it makes you more hopeful.
Yeah.
It takes away, especially if you've been diagnosed with, say, unexplained infertility.
Yeah.
I mean, that's such a horrible word to use, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you
Big,
always just think, all right, okay, well, if it's unexplained, that you're pretty much telling me what's the point.
yeah.
Whereas it's a case of, well, it's only unexplained because medicine advances haven't been made that much. You know, they've not gone that far.
Yeah.
That's not to say that there's not a reason.
Yes.
It's just that they don't know where to start looking for it, which is why I think things like, you know, what you do, you know, encouraging people to eat well, look after themselves, even yoga, you know, massage,
Yeah.
all of this is going to make you feel good. The hypnotherapy, definitely, because of the whole relaxation thing to start off with,
Yes.
as well as maybe, you know, say for instance, I had the miscarriages. So, I mean, it's very probable that there was well, there definitely was a fear that I would have another one.
Yes.
So, you know, you think that's a possible unconscious blocker. Your unconscious thinks it's keeping you safe. You're not going to have to go through that trauma again.
Absolutely. That makes sense. Yes.
You know, it's just like an unresolved trauma. Whereas with the hypnotherapy, you can go in, you can take away the emotional, you know, baggage, whatever that's still there, and then right, okay, onwards and upwards.
Yeah, I love it. And you said that this isn't even something that you have to do forever. This can be something that, how many times do you recommend somebody sign up for it? Four
I,
times
I
or
would say about 4 times. I
okay,
mean, possibly 6 maximum, I would think.
so four?
It just depends
Yeah,
on everybody's situation, you know, what they've got to come with, because even if, you know, say it was someone who wanted to lose weight, okay, that they're comfort eating or whatever. So the eating's a symptom rather than the cause.
yes, yeah.
So you want to focus on getting rid of the cause rather than the symptom. So it depends how much work has to be done there, but I would definitely say about 4 sessions.
That's one.
4 sessions.
Yeah,
Because I give as well, I give like the hypno tracks away with people
yes.
so that they can listen to them every couple of days or whatever. 15 minutes, just a little bit of relaxation, me time, and there you go. So you've always got that too.
Yeah, and you have such a soothing voice anyway, so it's just like lulls you into like a peaceful place.
Thank you.
Well, this is wonderful. I'm very excited. I'm definitely going to sign up for more sessions. And now I would love to send people your way. So tell me, where can people find you? How do they reach you?
Okay, well, you can reach me on Instagram. I am fairly new to Instagram.
Perfect.
I'm also on Facebook, and I am the only Narina Meekin
Okay.
on Facebook.
Okay.
So I'm really not that hard
There
to
you go.
find.
Wonderful.
It's Narina Meekin Therapy, and also my website is just Narina Meekin too.
Oh,
So, and I do like a free 15-minute, 20-minute chat initially to start off with. So it's no problem if anyone just even wants to phone me
yeah.
and find out a little bit more.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking your time to, share all of your knowledge and everything with everyone. And I hope that people will recognize that there are lots of tools that they can use while on this journey. And these are
Absolutely.
perfect.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course, anytime. And I look forward to chatting with you and working with you some more.
Brilliant. See you soon.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Bye.